Hey, looks nice out there, Marty.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I had
You brought,
sunglasses on, but I just thought I'd take them off for the.
that's nice.
You're a lock. What are you in a
I
locker room?
like to see your eyes when we're talking to you.
I'm drinking Pepsi.
Yeah,
Diet Pepsi.
what's that?
I
Oh,
said I'm drinking Diet Pepsi right now.
okay. Yeah, I'm in our athletic locker room office.
So this last week we just finished up the NIC-10 conference. Hononegah ran away with the tournament, like expected, but all their athletes showed up really well and performed well. Marty, you were out of town, but we got to be there. We did a little broadcast. McNames, what did you think about the tournament in general, and did you get a chance to check out any of the broadcasts?
Uh, in general, the tournament, I mean, it's top heavy. I think it has been the last couple of years. I mean, if you look in the finals, there was maybe one or two matches in the championships that were very well contested, I guess. Um, I don't think there was a doubt going into it who the heavy favorite was, and they wrestled up to their potential. They moved a couple guys around, got kids in the lineup there that I don't know people expected to be in there. I don't know why they wouldn't have expected them, but yeah, they're guys. They came to wrestle. I mean, you can't say you knew what they had coming in was that group of freshmen, but the guys around the supporting cast, I guess you would call them, have. And I don't know if you can call them that because those guys have been stepping up every weekend for them in tournaments, and looks like they might be having everything gel right at the right time, going into the state series. So, side note, yeah, I watched the the podcast or your video feed of it. Dwyer, I thought did an excellent job. If people didn't watch it, they need to watch the part. I mean, he gives a lot of reasons why people should wrestle. He's a very well thought out conversation there. But yeah, I loved the coverage. It was awesome to see throughout the whole day because I couldn't be there early. So it was nice that you had the one, Matt. Maybe I'm going to give Walter some props here, but maybe he should have found a way to get both Matts covered. He could have found a camera that got them both. So we'll blame Walters for the one Matt coverage.
Yeah. Well, that was my doing. Well, Marty, so how does it feel from a fan perspective for the conference title to return to the Marty Kaiser wrestling room?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's been since like 2019. It was pretty religiously won for years, so it was kind of like a great thing. So I thought Tyler did a great job. I mean, they've gotten better all year long, and they look great. You just got to have when you get to regionals and sectionals, you just got to make sure there's no hiccups because they can occur quickly and stuff like that. So, but I mean, they also got a great chance to go to state as a team, and that would be awesome.
Yeah. I got a chance to catch up with Tyler, and he was talking
I don't
about.
know. Maybe Dalton, they're. Did I cut you off there?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I don't know what their path to the team state, who they would match up with in the sectionals. I don't know. You got Hersey and Barrington, Libertyville, Warren in that area. I don't know who they match up with. Do you?
Yeah, I believe Hersey and Barrington are going to be most likely the teams to beat. But obviously, this weekend is the regional tournament that selects who qualify or who wins. The regional will get the spot to team sectionals and stuff like that. So, yeah, regionals is this weekend. You guys have any thoughts on the weekend? I know some of the tournaments are I think there's only 8 teams at the Huntley regional, 8 or 9. I think 9, maybe actually. So it's a small tournament.
Yeah,
and you qualify 3 guys too. Anybody there?
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, if you look at some of the regionals, it's just crazy. Like I was looking at them this morning, and like DeKalb and I think is it Marist, Carl Sandburg, and Mount Carmel all together in a regional.
Yeah.
The same thing, and then DeKalb has DeKalb and a couple other teams that are really good.
DeKalb probably in there. St. Charles East, maybe Glenbard North.
Yes, Glenbard North and St. Charles East too. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking Hononegah will probably run away with the regional again. I would think.
I mean, you're adding Huntley and Jacobs, right?
And
W
Brown.
And I mean, I don't think either one is coming in enough to take away, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that there'll be much of a
they
flux
should,
of teams.
you know.
And it sounds like that, you know, if Hononegah does win the regionals, that the whole team's going down to the individual state tournament so they can stay together and work out together and make sure everything rolls smoothly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I listened to when you had Tyler on last week, and you know, he talked about being in that position there to get that team down. He's been talking to these kids, you know, since they're young, and all summer they've had one goal. And you know, Marty, you know, that means a lot to a team if everyone's bought into that goal, and you can see it on that team. The guys who aren't your superstars, they're performing for them. You know, they're scoring points. Like he said, the biggest thing, you get to the dual time, you can't give up the bonus points. And, you know, that might be the Achilles heel for them in some of those weight classes. But, you know, those guys are competing. And I think it's a benefit that Tyler has been through it himself as an athlete. You know, he knew, you know, I think, was he on a team that placed maybe?
I think he was, yeah. They went one time and placed one time.
Right. So he's been through it. So he, from the athlete's aspect, he understands what it takes, and you know how he kept teammates involved who maybe got beat in regional, you know, and their season was over or maybe their career. But hey, we still got this team that we, you know, as an athlete, how do you talk to those guys to keep them involved? I think that benefits him as a coach now too, because now he's been on both sides. So, you know,
that's for sure.
For the area, and I hope they can move on. I hope they can bring home some kind of a trophy. I mean, it's just great for the conference. You know?
I think if they do make it down to the state tournament, they run into St. Charles East right away. They've already put it out there. It's like they don't say what the team is, but just, you know,
they have the schematic.
Yeah, which they never used to have. So, but they wrestled them tough when they wrestled them earlier this year.
Strange things happen.
Hononegah wrestled them tough back in early December. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult path to get team success. But individually, though, looking ahead to individuals, I thought there were some good things from the individuals to see how this end of the state series could turn out. I mean, just off the top of my head, somebody who wrestled really well that I thought, you know, has made a lot of adjustments. We haven't seen too much individual matchups outside the beginning of the year, but TJ Silva, he looked very impressive. So, you know, before I was uncertain as to what he was going to be able to do. I think his number 2 ranking is looking good right now. And, you know, he has some interesting skills that could really put him in position to be frustrating to somebody who's pretty good. You know, I don't. It would be interesting to see him at the state tournament this year. I'm excited about that.
You know, I'm not going to mention names, but I was talking to one of the assistant coaches at Hononegah, and he told me that he's never seen anybody hand fight as good as TJ does. He goes, and he wrestles with him live a lot, and he says his hand fighting is incredible. And he's only a junior, so. And he said he thinks he's the best hand fighter in the room.
Yeah.
You can figure out who the coach is. He wrestled for me.
He probably has to have that with the house.
Yeah, no kidding.
He grew up, you know, being is he the youngest of them all now?
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
Hey, you want to eat? Let's go.
Yeah. And for, when I was up there, he's practicing with Brody Sindel every day, who is a 157 pounder. Even though he's a freshman, he's still a big, strong kid who if you're not physical back, he's gonna slam you down. But the Cassiope twins, they looked really good as well. On the broadcast, I don't know. This is a maybe somebody has to be called out a little bit at the at the I don't know the schedule that Guilford had, but the Guilford 106 pounder was undefeated, and Steve was like, "Wow, this is pretty impressive that Rocco is just dominating and this kid undefeated." So I don't know this kid's individual tournament record or where he was wrestling at, but Rocco had a dominant win in the first period. But Rocco looks good. He's the #1 ranked kid in the state, so he's the highest ranked athlete from the area at 106 pounds, 3A. So he's looking good, and then Bruno obviously looked really good. And talking about hand fighting, Steve was very complimentary to how well they were getting to their elbows, their opponent's elbows, to be able to pass and attack. So. Yeah, those kids, are definitely in line too with the end of the year. Now, hopefully these couple individuals from, let's see, Belvedere had 3 other kids in the finals at conference. Rockford East had 3 as well. 4, let's see, they had 20, 40, 57 heavy. So they had 4 or 5 in the finals as well. So, there's some now individuals. East goes to 2A regional. Belvedere sticks with Hononegah. So a couple changes, but the kids from East who won looked really good as well. Donald Cannon, Dana Wixon, Joseph Young, and then heavyweight Lee Smith. So
Smith got beat though, didn't he?
No,
not at conference.
Is that wrong?
That was wrong in track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck? Okay.
No, yeah.
Oh,
I think it could be a good year, team wise, getting Hononegah to represent. East has a nice team. I think they're going to run into a pretty tough regional to get their team out of, but I could see a good number of individuals qualifying for the state from the conference. Outside of just the Hononegahs, I think East has some kids there could get down. I think Belvedere has a couple kids that have a chance, so it'd be nice to see you get the numbers up of qualifiers again.
That would be awesome.
And I think a few of those guys have a chance to get on the podium. I mean, you get down there, things happen. You wrestle your best match and catch the guy that's not wrestling his best that day, and records are thrown aside once you get down onto Assembly Hall floor.
Yeah, what is the record for the most state place winners? Anybody know?
The most state place winners?
Yeah.
We had 4 champs the one year, so I mean it's at least 4.
Yeah.
I have the placers. The most is right now 7, 2011. That's from 1995 till this year. So
Okay.
there was 7 state placers in 2011, 5 state placers. No, 5 qualifiers were from Harlem, 3 from Hononegah, 2 from Boylan. Yeah, and there was 1 state champ that year. I think that might have been who won that year. Either way, 7 is the record.
2011?
Yeah, but that's state placers, so. Yeah, but the qualifiers, do you know the most qualifiers that there were ever in the conference? 19 in 2013. That's a good year.
That's a really 19.
Yeah, 19.
Crazy.
Yeah. 4 from Hononegah, 7 for Harlem, 1 from Belvedere, 2 from North, 3 from Boylan, 2 from
7 for
Freeport.
Harlem. Wow.
Yeah, that was
That was the year they took fourth, probably.
I was gonna say, did they place that year?
Yeah.
2013. I'd have to look, but I would assume so.
But I think they went back to back, didn't they?
Well, they had some, yeah.
Yeah, Cal was coaching then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you still
Yeah.
coaching Marty then, or had you already been done?
I think I was done. I know I was 2010 or 11, something like that.
Okay. Didn't mean to make you hurt your brain thinking there.
I know that was hard.
Well, we could switch a little bit, refocus a little bit on college wrestling. I know
Can I
Iowa.
say something about college wrestling?
Yeah.
Ohio State's going to get shut out.
They are.
They are.
No.
Against
Yeah.
who?
Penn State. They wrestle
against
Friday.
Penn.
By Penn State? No, they're not going to
No?
get shut out. No.
Who's going to win?
Mendez.
At 41? Right?
Bo
Is he 41 or
Bartlett.
49?
He's 41.
41.
What's that kid's name from Penn State?
Bo Bartlett.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Uh-huh. I still
Mhm.
Mendez. Hey, I'll throw it out there. I thought Michigan would handle them, and Penn State or Ohio State's scrappy, man.
They are. They're so young too.
I mean, yeah. I don't know where else they get a win, but I think
They're
Mendez.
going to win one. Okay, I'll give you one maybe.
Yeah. That's all. What's your thoughts on the Iowa-Michigan duel? That's going to be an interesting duel.
It will be an interesting duel. So what they do with a couple of guys, a heavyweight, what they're going to do there, which I hope they wrestle that Cooter kid. I don't know. I mean,
the question is here, like, what are they going to do at the end of the year?
I don't know, right?
I mean, they can still redshirt. Cooter can still wrestle and redshirt, right?
Yeah, he's
the Arnold kid. Is he redshirting? Yeah,
the Arnold kid. Yeah, I think so, but he made a statement that he is a 74-pounder, but I'm thinking they might put him at 84 on Friday night.
Well, they have keep Kennedy at 74, right?
Yeah, why not? Right? He just beat
he's wrestling
great.
Well.
Yeah. He's a goer, man. He just never stops going forward. And he's got a great double.
Yeah, the beginning of the year he wasn't in shape yet, but he's in shape now and he's wrestling really well.
Yeah,
because his first match was Iowa State, and he went out. I mean, he had the kid tech fault, and then the third period came, and he was like, "Wait, I got to keep wrestling."
Yeah,
I'm hoping that Iowa holds that Cooter kid too to have him wrestle. What's his name from Penn State? Kirkliff. I'd like to see those two athletes go at it.
I don't think it's going to be much. Yeah, he pins him.
What?
I would bet you 20. I'd bet you.
I watched the Cooter kid. I mean,
no, he's going to get a pin.
Cooter is.
Kirk Fleet would pin him.
Yeah.
Are you betting on our podcast? You're making a bet with money.
I don't have any money to bet, but
okay,
I'll bet you whatever you need: push-ups, pull-ups.
We don't have anyone controlling us as sanctioning bodies to look into our gambling here. So,
by the way, can we jump into that? I tried to get a little insight. I couldn't get too much from my sources about the situation, but the possibility seems to be really real. Whether or not the university is in a lawsuit against the Department of Justice or whoever who's doing this, but the story is crazy. So supposedly that somebody was investigating outside Carver with some sort of device that was listening in on conversations. The argument is that the Iowa Hawkeye wrestling team was illegally searched and ultimately turned into this investigation that then turned into kids getting canceled, seasons getting canceled. This sounds like there's actually constitutional, recourse and, to the point where even if they don't get it resolved by this season, that there could be some type of litigation in the years to come that would somehow, exonerate them from wrongdoing because they were targeted illegally. Which I'm not a big fan of illegally targeting people ahead of time, right? Like you can, there's recourse if something happened, but yeah, I mean, isn't it great? The story, if you look into it, it sounds a little wild, huh?
All you got to do is,
Yeah.
the Cedar Rapids Gazette has done a great job of keeping in touch with it. And they just had another article last week about it. And basically the stuff you're talking about. I mean, it's nuts what they look like they jumped the gun awful fast.
The sad part is if they don't like you don't know that there'd be some recourse, but unless those guys get their seasons back this year, they're out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Well, let's do this.
Well,
let's do this because I love the speculation around it. What would happen? How do those guys get ranking points when they've missed the whole season? And like, what's the latest date that they could show up and be able to wrestle and get to the national tournament?
They'd have to wrestle in the conference tournament.
So it has to be Big Tens.
I would say
has to be. Yeah.
They have to, and for is the Iowa State kid in on this? Is he still appealing?
Yeah, he's in a little bit more trouble than those other guys.
Yeah, but they would have to compete in the Big Ten all the way through. They couldn't wrestle and then medical out. I think they would have to wrestle the tournament through to a place, and hope that they got in the qualifying. And I mean, set the top 9 or 10 almost qualify in every weight class in the Big Ten. So, and then if they didn't, then it'd be in the coach's hands or whoever's hands to put them in.
Can you imagine those guys working out and doing stuff and thinking, well, maybe then no, not now, not. I mean, it's just been on and off. It's crazy.
Well, and like a guy like Tony, he's cut that weight.
I know. It's nuts.
Now, let me to address that. Let me let me address that because I actually that was something that I wanted to find out from my source. I asked specifically that question, would that be detrimental? But I heard that he's still up around 235, 240-ish, so he hasn't gotten too small. So I think he's still a viable heavyweight athlete.
When are the trials though? When do they?
You're asking the wrong.
How close to the NCAA tournament are the trials?
When Dalton looks to the left, he's got a screen there. He's going to tell us.
Yeah, because you're talking.
Because he's qualified at whatever 97, right, or whatever for the trials. So I mean, if he's walking at 240 and the trials are 2 weeks later. That's
it says team trials are April 19th and 20th. So that's almost a whole month away.
Yeah.
After March. It's about a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's doable.
Oh yeah.
Is that Avasad even around? Is he in the room?
I don't know that. I don't have that. I didn't ask that question.
Same with Nelson Brands. Is he in the room or is he? Oh no, he just got hired as an assistant coach for the wrestling club.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's around.
Those guys are still.
Be around.
They're still training, right?
Like Brian said, stay ready. These guys are told to stay ready, and if and again, from what I heard, the school is somebody within like the part of the school is taking legal action. So there is some type of thing going on behind the scenes that we're not necessarily privy to. And to know where that ends up, time will tell. And listen, if the stuff that happened at the high school stuff can get overturned, then that stuff could I don't see how that couldn't get challenged as well. Speaking of, and does that just get them to second place though? If they get Tony and a
Yeah.
couple of those guys back. They're just still getting.
Everyone's competing for second place right now.
Yeah, the whole, yeah,
I mean, it's the rest of the NCAA wrestling schools against Penn State right now.
I still think that Penn State might have 10 All-Americans. That little 25-pounder is tougher than nails.
He is tough.
Yeah.
How does he get away from Michigan?
I don't know.
You know, that's, I mean,
Cal
in your backyard.
Sanderson.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the question with all these schools. How do kids get away from their backyard? And I think, it's clear. Hey, speaking of, let's talk about Penn State. Did you guys see at the end of that Maryland duel that that Maryland coach was mad that the guys pinned after the tech fall? Did you see that?
No, I saw him go. I saw him John in Cal's face.
Yeah.
I saw the argument. I didn't understand what it was about. I wasn't paying enough attention. But
yeah, I mean, I think what's crazy is everybody asked Cal about it, but they never asked the Maryland coach. There's no press conference for the Maryland coach. I want to hear what the Maryland has to.
Who's the Maryland coach?
Has to, Clemson. He coached at Missouri.
That's probably why they're not asking.
Yeah, but still, I mean, why not ask him?
Yeah. Hey, let's switch and let's go a little further west to our Big 12, Oklahoma State. How about the season they're putting on right now?
How about those Pokes?
I did not see them beat an Iowa State, and man, they put on. They're young.
They're
25-year-old Dayton Fix, but they're pretty young.
I'm impressed. I'm totally impressed. And they brought what's his name from North Carolina, because he's going to be the next head coach, Coleman Scott. And they're good. They're going to beat Iowa.
They got a tough one this weekend. Was I think Missouri. I mean, that might be more than they can overcome there. But I really thought Iowa State would get them, and
that Chipman kid didn't wrestle though for Iowa State. 57-pounder. He's really good. Yeah. I don't know what the deal was, but how about Cornell beating Missouri?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the ref kind of beat Missouri there. There was the ref called. I mean, you can go online and check it out. One takedown he called, and then the other one he waved off. The one that he waved off was exactly the same as the one he called before. That changes the duel. And so, yeah, I mean, it was a good duel, but I don't think the same result happens if they do it again. I mean, it's a good duel, that's for sure.
Yep. Only matters the one time you do it, though.
Yeah. So when does Iowa not wrestle Oklahoma State?
Yeah, they do here coming up in February.
Oh, okay.
It's like the last duel of the year. I think
is it at Iowa this year?
Let me check. I'm looking. Oklahoma State. It's in Stillwater. Sunday, February 25th. So the week after the high school state tournament, I believe.
Yeah, that could be a.
Yeah, that's a good one. And you think Oklahoma State's going to win?
Oh, I can't wait to watch those two coaches go at each other. It's going to be great. Oh, it's going to be awesome.
I was going to say, one of my favorite stories of your dad, Marty, was we were at the NCAA's. I think it was at Northern Iowa, maybe. And we're at the hotel. Remember, we're playing some euchre. And Oklahoma State was really good that year, and they were favored, and they were just falling apart. And I'm a big Oklahoma State fan, surrounded by Iowa guys. And your dad made some comment, and I might have said the F word, and your dad was not having that. Oh man, I've never been scolded by someone. Whoa, that wasn't my own dad. Oh man.
He hated that word. He despised it. Anything else, he didn't care about that one.
Yeah, I thought he was just mad at me because I was rooting for Oklahoma State.
No, I got the backhand many a times as a kid. But yeah, that might have been, was that the year at UNI when Iowa had 5 champs.
I believe so. I think it was the year that Mike Mena chose top.
Yep.
Was that it? Chose
Yep.
top in double overtime against Eric Guerrero. Yeah.
Yep. And if he'd have went bottom, they would have had 6 national champs.
Yeah.
And Gable was on crutches.
Yeah. Whitmer maybe won it at 18 then, right?
Yep.
First, yeah.
Nope. The good old days of nationals.
Yeah.
You're making that trip.
Yeah. Well, back when Iowa was the Penn State of wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the next trip for us is the high school state tournament, which happens in 3 weeks from this weekend. So yeah, I mean, big names you might miss out, but we're going to be there and looking forward to the rest of the season.
I'm going over to Huntley to watch the regionals.
Yeah,
First 2
great.
ones.
Yeah, if you bring a notepad, take some notes, and let us know how it goes. We'll catch up. I'm gonna go to Rochelle and maybe Stillman Valley, and check out those teams, and then sectionals. I'm gonna go to the Byron sectional. I know where's the sectional. The Huntley, is it Barrington?
Yeah,
Barrington. I think Barrington always hosts.
Yeah, so that'll be.
I'm going to be in Dubuque that weekend watching Loris wrestle Wartburg.
Ooh.
Okay.
And then we're driving over on Sunday or Saturday to watch Illinois and Wisconsin up in Madison, which could be a really good duel.
Yeah,
because they're both
It
bad.
could be, yeah.
Yeah, they're both. Well, I think Wisconsin's probably got a better lineup. Did you see Illinois versus Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were correct about the one match. I mean, that freshman is good, and I was surprised to see that Rathan. What's the name? How do you say his last name?
Rathchen or
Rathan. Yeah, Rathchen. He kind of gave up in the overtime match. He kind of took a real bad attempt. He didn't really put together a really good attempt, but that was a really good match, and I was surprised to I wasn't surprised to see the rest, but the 3-point takedown exposes and it widens the gap so fast. It was like, I mean, they tech-falled almost every match.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I love the 3-point takedown.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's great for the sport.
They need to get it at the high school level, and they need to get it to where the guys can score on the edge of the mat too at high school level.
They need more consistency on the calls on the edge of the mat at the high school level. And I think that just comes from the inconsistency of the officials. You get a lot of young officials that don't call things and older officials who still believe in the old ways. So,
right.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, you're not supposed to be believing in anything. You're supposed to be doing the objective rule set.
Exactly,
the 3-point takedown definitely could be added.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's the process for me getting a media pass when I'm out at the Big Tens for the Northern Illinois Wrestling Podcast?
Oh, make a call, Dalton. We used to be so easy to get. I used to get them.
Me and Walters could sit Matt's side, and
yeah, I don't know how easy it will be, but yeah, I can send an email. I got a media pass for Wisconsin duels and stuff like that.
Oh my God. The news editor at the Beloit Daily News got me our NCAA passes all the time.
Yeah.
But there was always somebody wrestling though from Hononegah, like Steve 4 years in a row. And
yeah, it's also a different time, right? Everybody and their brother has media desires or media credentials. I mean, anybody with social media is technically a media
independent journalist.
Yeah, which is good, but I think the body of work always matters when it comes to getting some of the credentials and stuff like that. So, just doing my part as far as having a list of things that we've done or that I've done, and if it need be, we'll eventually get it. But I can't promise anything for you and Walters. So Especially they'll be suspicious if you're there with no camera, just standing watching on the mat, drinking a beer or something right down
I'll bring
on the he's got his phone out, drinking a beer. Hey, I like this man. Yeah.
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 I'll be out.
Remind-
Yeah, we're filming.
Remind me next time whenever we talk again to tell you the story about when we were at Penn State and I borrowed somebody's press pass and I got caught.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great. It takes a little bit, but the next time we're together, I'll tell the story.
Oh, well, I mean, we have plenty of stories, and I remember some stories where, you know, when we went to nationals and we didn't have the tickets, but we sat in a couple spots where people would come up and, hey, these are our tickets. And I remember the one time you said, "Show me," and then they couldn't show us. They're like, "All right, go away then."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's back when I was young.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was young. I don't think you guys are young.
That might have been back when we were promoting you for the Oklahoma wrestling coach.
Yeah. OU. Yeah, but either way, it was good chatting with you guys.
All right, awesome.
We'll catch up again after the
Yep.
regional, and yeah, you guys have a good day.
All right, see ya.